So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and if you are not familiar with this format for me, that's because this is live for 2021. So good evening wherever you are. It's evening here in the UK. It may be morning where you are, or afternoon, or midnight, or whatever you're doing. Welcome to my room. This is my little setup for live streaming, and if you're joining us on YouTube, give this a big old thumbs up. That really helps me and helps the channel grow. If you're on Facebook, then have a look and also give it a thumbs up as well. We're also doing this through Twitch and through Periscope as well, and this has all been done by Restream.io. So come and say hi, come and say hello for me, and then if you want to have a look at a couple of things that we're doing, the other thing you can do as well is this thing. So it's just down here, there, which is if you want to support me, you want to support the live streams, then you can buy me a coffee. I normally have a cup of tea or a drink here, and there's nothing here right now, so what I want you to do is buy me a coffee, and we'll keep us going. So the reason for this, I have a little bit of a cough, and it's not the cough you're thinking of, it's just a cold. But the reason we're doing this is so we can, test our live stream and see what's going on. So this is our main camera here, and then we've also got a second camera, which is here. Hi, guys. So that's our second camera. These are all iPhones, if anyone's interested. And if you want me to tell you how I'm doing this, then let me know in the chats, and I can tell you. It's as simple as that. So let's go back over to our main camera, and for people who are familiar with the YouTube channel, you'll know that we do things for live streaming like this, and also we do things for live looping. So if you're interested in things like this, which is the Boss RC500, I've just dropped a couple of videos about it. So if you've got any questions, put them in the chat as well. And by all means, this is a bit of a surprise. It's not a scheduled live stream. It's just basically a quick live stream to see A, how we do with it, and also B, just to make sure my kit works. So I'm going to basically carry on talking and tell you how I'm doing this. So this is camera number one. And camera number one is an iPhone 10. Attached to the iPhone 10 is a wide angle lens, which is from Moment, and it's a lens you click on and you adapt, and it's plugged directly into the Imac, which you can just see in the corner there. And that's all running through what's called OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software. It's completely free. You can get it on PC and Mac, and you basically load it up, and it's a completely blank palette, and you can start using it straight away. I've got it all loaded up here. Then also this second camera, if I move over to there, is this one. This is my iPhone, and this is my current iPhone, which is the iPhone 12 mini. And I got the mini, and it's broadcasting that wirelessly through a system called NDI. And NDI is a wireless system that broadcasts across all over your router and then sends it straight in. Now, this one, because it's plugged in, this one's using another app which is called Epoch Cam. I think it's Epoch Cam, and I did a video of it quite a lot while ago, and it was just called Epoch Cam. It's now been bought by one of the biggest gaming streaming companies, and it's still got the same name, but it's actually owned by one of the big gaming companies, and they've changed kind of the face of it and the way it works a little bit. It's a little bit more robust now. So this is a really great way of using it, and you can either just plug it directly into your computer, you download a bit of software for it to talk to it, and then OBS works with it straight away. The other one, as I say, is using NDI, and NDI is done wirelessly. So they're all connected to the same router, and then it's being pushed out to that router from there to Restream. And then Restream basically is sending it to Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube to check then. So there's loads going on there. So I see we've got a couple of people on YouTube, a couple of people on Facebook. Hello, good evening. You're not dreaming. I am actually live. And we're actually pumping all this through my audio interface, and it's going through into the Mac, and there we go. So this is the sort of like coming together of a couple of different pieces of technology, but also I did a video on YouTube all about my new desk, which is this thing. So this is a lovely desk, and actually it's a kitchen worktop that was bought from IKEA. And you can see just here there's three basically look like storage compartments, and that's exactly what they are. And those storage compartments are called Kallax. They used to be called Expedit, but they're actually Kallax. So it's a pretty nice system because basically this is just sitting on top. There's no screws, there's nothing there apart from my mic that's actually kind of like screwed onto the actual desk. There's nothing screwed in, which is really, really cool. So let's have a quick. Alan, hi, how you doing? What's the mic, please? Is it the Aston Stealth? I sure SM7B, but my friend just bought the Aston Stealth and it sounds great. Yes, it is the Aston Stealth. So this, I did a video on this as well. So if you want to have a look at the Aston Stealth video I did, this is the Aston Stealth, and what it is it's a microphone with 4 different circuitries inside it. Now you can either run it passive or you can run it with 48 volts as well. I've got it running 48 volts at the moment, and on my Scarlett 2i2, which is just here, it's barely on number 1. It has 4 voices. It's a V1, V2, a G, and a D. So the V1 is meant for male voices or more male stand voices. V2 is for female voices. G is for guitar, and D is meant to be dark, which is meant to do a rhythm. A ribbon-based microphone. Now, when I was switching around with it originally, when I first got it, I was just like, yeah, it's just doing 4 little clicks and that's it. It's actually 4 completely different pieces of circuitry inside. That's why it's so huge. It comes with its own pop filter, so you don't need to put one of those pop filters on top. I think you can see it there. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's go over to there. There you go. You can see it much better that way. So it's quite monolithic, but it is great, and you don't have to talk really, really loud. And I'm just talking my normal voice, and I've got a big mouth anyway. But I don't have to talk like right into it like this or anything like that. Now, the SM7B is a fantastic microphone, but there's one problem with it, which is it's a really, really low volume. So lots of people have got things like the SM7B. They then have to spend even more money buying what's called a cloud lifter, and it's a little thing that you plug in XLR, and what you do is basically you plug it in XLR to XLR, and it lifts it and boosts it. This has got one built in, so you don't have to spend any more extra money. You just plug it in. It's got a weird connection stand to it to put it on the arm, but it's fine. I've got used to it, and I think it's really, really nice. I think it's really smart. So happy New Year to everyone, and I hope you have a healthy and musical, creative New Year, says Fam. Yes, absolutely. So if anyone's following the channel, we've gone from just over 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of 2020. And then on New Year's Eve, we hit 6,000 subscribers. And if you want to help the channel a little bit more, selfless plug, buymeacoffee.com. You can do that. Now, if you buy me a coffee now, and what happens is it comes up on screen to say that you've actually bought me a coffee. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. Cool. Sounds great. He has it on setting D, I think. He likes that. And that's this. Yeah, so this is the V1. I could change it over to the other ones, but it's going to make a noisy click if I do that. I don't want to kill anyone with that. Trevor, happy New Year. How are you, mate? You okay? How do you connect the keyboard to the Mac? I've recently just been given a keyboard. I'd love to know what software you use. Okay, so this is my Arturia Keylab, and this is just a MIDI keyboard, but it's a very nice MIDI keyboard. It doesn't matter which MIDI keyboard you've got in that respect. What you're connecting it with is USB. So there's a white cable here. This black cable is my foot pedal. It's down there, so I can play with the sustain. And it's just the cable that came with it. So it's a USB-B. So let's just do a little bit of education with this. So there's now 3 USBs, I think, so far. USB-A is the USB that everyone knows, and it's on the other end of, you know, a normal connection. So it's like a sort of rectangular USB. That's USB-A. USB-B is this one, and this is basically like a printer port USB. Let me see if I can show you that. So it's literally like a square. That's a USB-B, and that's what came with this. And let's see if I can plug this in without looking at it or moving over. Hey, there we go. In fact, let's turn it on because it looks really pretty. And that powers it, as well as sending all the connections over to the computer. And then I've got a sustain pedal plugged in there. And then USB-C, of course, is the new one, which is foxing everyone, because on USB-C, you've got both USB-C and USB 4 and Thunderbolt, which is just confusing everyone. So, yeah, basically, I would use Garageband to begin with. And then I started actually with Pro Tools. Pro Tools was owned originally by DigiDesign, and I had that years ago, and it moved over to Avid. And the reason I moved over for GarageBand is because I then moved over from GarageBand and then Logic. And the reason for that is because they work so well together. Now on the iPad, what you can do is you've got GarageBand on the iPad, and then if you're running a project in Logic, you can export it out and put it on your iPhone or your iPad, and if you're recording something extra, and then bring it back in, which is fantastic. So I absolutely love another piece of equipment, and love another piece of software, which is called Music Memos. Now, Music Memos, there's a massive tear in my eye, because Music Memos is something that's made by Apple, and it basically talks to GarageBand and Logic. And if you've hum a tune and then you, in Music Memos, you can then send it to GarageBand. It knows the BPM and it puts down almost like a skeleton track. The reason why there's a tear in my eye is because Apple have made the announcement that by, I think it's either the beginning or middle of March, Music Memos is no more. So if you already have Music Memos, that's fine. You can still download it. You can still download it now. I would recommend everyone to download it. It's completely free, and get it now before they get rid of it, because you'll be able to continue to use it. But after March, it's gone. Now, we don't know if they're going to replace it with something better, hopefully. But if anyone has seen what they did with Aperture, and I'm not going to get into that, then no. But basically, Music Memos is fantastic. I get down so many ideas. I used to use voice memos all the time, and then someone else showed me Music Memos, and that was it. It was it made it faster because I didn't have to re-record it. It became a skeleton track, and it was really useful. So you've got another 2 months to go and get Music Memos on iOS. You can get it on an iPhone, an iPod Touch, and an iPad. I did a video about it back in 2019, and it's a really cool thing. So if you want to check that video out, go have a look at that as well. So let's have a quick look what we've got in the comments. Yeah, I have to use a cloud lifter with mine. Yeah, exactly. So going back to this microphone, it's got a cloud lifter built in, but the SM7B, you have to get a cloud lifter on it. So it's a bit of a pain in that respect. Having said that, it is a fantastic microphone. It's a broadcast quality, you know, and it's really good. So Aston, though, they've knocked it out of the park with this one. And if you've had a look at the Element as well, the Element microphone, that is an absolute blinder for its price. I think it's under 200 quid, is it now? And it came out at that price, which is pretty brilliant. So yeah, so let's have a quick look at it. John Riley. Hi, John Paul. I'm new to GarageBand. Saw your video on YouTube showing people how to use it. It was such a good video. Thank you very much. Really useful. The only problem for me was it was an iPad, not an iMac. Do you have any tutorial videos on GarageBand for iMac as opposed to iPad? Many thanks, John. John, I don't at the moment. No, but the reason for it was because a lot more people have things like phones and iPads than they do Macs. So the reasoning behind it last year was to say last year, I meant 2019. So in 2019, the reasoning behind it, my head's not even in 2021 yet, is because we needed to, I just wanted to reach out to a lot of people who may even have a phone, and then be able to make something, you know, just create something because you can. So 2021, actually, that is on my roadmap. So I'm going to be doing tutorials for GarageBand on the Mac. So hold fire on that. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then you'll know when that goes live. And if you want, John, what I'll do is I will give you a little message when that goes live, so you can do that. It won't be instantly, though, because I've got a couple of things to film. I've got a couple of things in the pipeline already, but I'm going to do a lot more live streaming. So maybe we could do a live stream with the Mac here, and we could share the screen and show you how it all works, if that's something people will be interested in. So, Chris Brunt, happy new merry year to you, my friend. How are you, my friend? Are you all right? Trevor, yeah, cool, brilliant. Check it out. Thank you, man. Wicked. Yeah. As I say, Trevor, all you need to do is if you've got a MIDI keyboard, any MIDI keyboard, it normally comes with a USB, and just plug it into USB. And the great thing about a Mac is that you don't really need any drivers. You don't normally need drivers to for it to work. It pretty much goes, a USB keyboard, and it kind of works, which is great. With PCs, you do need drivers with them, and with this particular one, I did need a little bit of driver because the Arturia has got so many different buttons. You can do so many different things with it. So you need a little bit of software for it to talk to it. And then it also comes with software for sound anyway. So there's lots it can do. I'm glad I turned it on now. It's all flashing and everything. So yeah, so this is our live stream, guys. Thank you very much for coming in on this. We've started about 15 minutes ago. And there's loads of people commenting from lots of different places. That's why I've got the live chat here. It's mirrored. I've got to get used to that. So the live chat's here, and you can see where people are making their comments. So I've got a Facebook page, which is John Paul Music UK. I've got obviously YouTube, which is John Paul Music UK. I've got Twitch account, which is John Paul Music UK. And guess what? I'm on Periscope as well. So if you want to basically collaborate with conversation, these guys are all talking to each other, which is fantastic, which I love. So yeah, Pew, hi, how are you doing? And the Lamb, good evening, how are we doing? You okay? If you've got any questions about live streaming or how I'm doing this, or if you've got questions about looping, this bad boy just dropped a couple of months back. Now, I wasn't able to get it at the point of release. I bought this with my own money, so I'm not sponsored, but basically it's not a review product. I actually bought this. So the great thing about that is I can say what I like about it. It is good though. If you have any looping questions, or hang on, this bad boy. So this is the Headrush looper board, and it has been my go-to looper now for about 2 years. It's brilliant, and it's getting better all the time with software updates. So there we go. Right, Pew, hello. How long have you been in the music industry? That's a tough question, isn't it? Quite a while. So I am currently 41 years old, and I started playing music when I was around about 15, 16. So in a local band, I was playing music and playing gigs and doing stuff like that. I started my own music around when I went to university. So I did have a degree in digital music, and my master part of the end of the degree, well, big project as it were, was basically an album. So it kind of made me make an album, which you can get on anywhere. So you can get it on Spotify, or you can get it on Apple Music or Pandora, whatever you're listening to. For the people in the UK, by the way, if I say Pandora, that's a music site. It's not the Charms. But we don't have Pandora here, other than the Charms thing, the jewelry thing. So yeah, so it's basically one of those things. So let's have a quick look. So yeah, so I started doing that. I made an album as my sort of degree thing. And from there, I kind of started making music. I put my music out there with a distribution company. And then also lots of different things, really. Got lots of different ways of making music. I got into music, lots of bands, did loads of stuff, and then I started finding looping, and then that was it. I just did lots of gigging of looping all the time. So yeah, so there's lots of different things you can do that. So yeah, let's have a quick look what's going on here. Right, okay, great, fantastic. So goodbye. Right, there we go. So just had someone commenting there basically to everything, just to get you to go on something. I don't know what it was. So I've just taken that off. Oh, you're in the UK as well, Pew. Where are you? Whereabouts are you? So I'm on yeah, I know, Trevor, I just got rid of it. So I'll just see if it'll get rid. There we go. The way I found your YouTube is a review from a microphone. Which microphone was it? Tell me. I'm very interested because I've done a few. I've had some really cheap ones, and I've had some really nice ones, like this one. I like this one. It's really nice. If it can make my voice sound nice, then it's a good mic. Let's put it that way. So I think what we need to do is just click over here for a second. Bear with me 1 second whilst I sort a couple of things out. So guys, I'm here basically on live, and the whole point of this is a little bit of a test. So I've got some lights up here, and we've got a nice colourful light behind me. I've got lights up here as well, and this is a combination of basically getting a live stream up and running with a new desk. And as I said before, this desk is something that cost under, where are we, take out the delivery charge, it was £265 with a desk and storage underneath. So if you want to see that video, I have a video of that about that on the YouTube channel. Go and have a look at it. Right, let's have a quick look. The cheap one I was looking at, yeah. Right, well, there's two. So there's one by Five Fine, which, hang on. Yeah, called the K6. It's over there. So if you want to have a look at the Five Fine K6, sorry, I didn't realise I'm still on this one. Hi, it's over there. The Five Fine K6, which was basically under 20 quid, and it's okay. It's all right. It's okay for, I would say, a microphone that I need in case I use my SM58 and I drop my SM58 in beer on a stage and I go, oh dear, I need a new microphone very quickly, and I'd have that in the case. However, the other microphone that they brought out is called the K8, and it's only about another 10 quid more, and it's so much better. So if you were and ahhing between the K6 and the K8, go for the K8. I mean, it's still... you could buy 3 K8s for one SM58, let's put it that way. And it's really good. The only thing about it is the actual body of it. You can tap it and you can hear the tapping. But if it's in a mic stand, it doesn't matter. And I'm not being funny. If I'm in a pub and people are dancing, whenever that's going to be again in the UK, but if I'm in a pub and people are dancing and everything else, someone knocks it, then I'm going to be a bit annoyed if someone knocks, you know, a 120, 130 pound microphone. If they knock a 20 quid, 30 quid microphone, oh well. You know, I haven't just wasted my entire wage on that. So that's it. So yeah, so the K6 and the K8, I would advise, if you're looking between the two, I'd say go for the K8. Now, let's have a look. In the UK, yes, man on the wall. Yep. T-Pond. Are you rocking the new M1 chip? I'm still running on my Pro 5.1 cheese grater. The 5.1 cheese grater. The Mac Pro. I am running on a 2013 iMac. This is not the iMac, basically, that's M1. This is not the iMac that's 5K. This is the one before that, and it still runs fine. It's running on everything I do, and it hasn't even gone, oh, I can't do this, and then it kills itself. The M1 is an absolute brilliant piece of kit, and I'm wondering whether, you know, obviously the iMac is still the iMac. It's still Intel at the moment. So yeah, it's a different thing. So it's basically whether you want to use it for, you know, video production, music production, things like that. I saw a video, and it's a piece of mastery, really, and loads of people going video. You see all the big YouTubers talking about video editing, and I get it. I totally get why, and they're looking at the M1 chip, and that's fine. Music-wise, you don't need all that power all the time. And video editors do. They need that power all the time. That's why a lot of them are holding off on the M1, because basically they think something bigger is coming for the Pro models. And that's fair enough. I'm using the 2013 iMac, and music and video are just like poles apart. So it's one of these things where there's the video I'm talking about. Sorry, I will get to it. I'm rambling. The video was a music studio that's in the UK, and what they did was they had a full-blown track that they run, and they run on a Mac Mini, and they put on the M1 Mac Mini, and on the normal one they had about 40 effects before it fell over. They managed to put on the same track over 1,000 effects. 1,000 effects. They just kept going until it fell over, until it couldn't do it. And that was the 8 gigabyte of RAM version, not the 16 gig. So for music, I think the M1's an absolute masterpiece, because it's one of those things where, is it like 700 quid, something like that? And then you can have, that'll run for ages. Yes, you need a monitor. Yes, you need a keyboard. Yes, you need a mouse. But my goodness, like it's a brilliant piece of kit. So for under £1,000. Why don't you just get a PC? Yeah, I could do, but I've actually invested so much money in stuff that is Mac based. Also, I'm very Mac heavy. I'm very Apple heavy. I'm not going to lie. These are iPhones. So I'm very Apple heavy, always have been. So I'm very bought into that ecosystem, and so is my family. So all on iPhone, and it makes more sense that way. So when it comes to video editing as well, when I used to do video editing on a Mac, I say used to, because I don't do video editing on a Mac anymore. And when I used to do it, it was just a lot more sense to me. I like Premiere though, and Premiere is really nice. But also Final Cut, I knew backwards. I knew really, really well because I knew iMovie really well, and it was one of those from the paddling pool to the deep end moments where you just went from one to the other. That's the way it is. I'm an Apple person. There's lots of PC people, and I know you can build a PC for really cheap, but it's really powerful. I'm not dissing it at all. I'm not one of those people who's going to be dissing you for having a PC. It's a tool. At the end of the day, when you're creating something, that tool disappears. Whether it's a Mac or a PC, it does not matter at all. However, if there's an app on an iPad and I can't get it, or there's an app on Android, let's say, and I can't get it, I would be a bit annoyed. But if there's because I did a video all about all the music apps on my iPad, and then I had a couple of comments as none for Android, it's none for Android. It's like, well, I don't have Android systems. So I will be looking into these things for 2021 because I needed to give you a bit of a broader piece of information. So when I normally review something, like when I reviewed the Arturia Keylab and its software, the software is both PC and Mac. When I did the UVI one, again, it's PC and Mac, and I try and keep it the same for both. Yes, I talk about GarageBand. Yes, I'm going to be talking about Logic. And yes, GarageBand for Mac as well. But if there is anything specific you want me to have a look at in 2021 and you guys are itching to find out about, then please let me know. Right, where are we? I've talked a lot. Tony, perfect. Music and video are very different. They are. However, if you're doing YouTube as a musician, I've had the conversation with a couple of people now. I know someone who's a YouTuber who's also a musician. We have a lot more stuff. If you're just a YouTuber, you could just do it on your phone, and I could just do it on my phone as well. But then how do you plug in your keyboard? How do you plug in your guitar and your microphone and everything else like that? So we've got a lot more gear, and it's annoying. So yeah, it's one of those. The cheese graters are legends. They're like a granddad of Mac. Yeah. So I've still got somewhere. Where is it? Oh, my dad has it. So my dad has the G5. I've got the G5, the 3.5 gigahertz. I can't even remember what year it was back then. 2007, I think it is. So yeah. Paul Quinn. Hi, John from Liverpool. I'm a big TC Helicon fan. I use a lot of their gear. Have you found anything that beats it vocally yet? Oh, what a question. The looper isn't much on the Voice Live 3, but the rest is good. Yeah. I think you're right. No, not yet. This thing is trying to be everything in one go. This is the Headrush looper board, I would say, and this is only my opinion. Everyone's going to kick off, but this is one of the most versatile loopers that's a pedal board. Do you see what I mean? So it is a versatile looper that's a pedal board. It is one of the most versatile loopers that's a pedal board. Now it has this, which is effects, and their effects are good, but they come from a guitar-based background, and there is nothing that compares to TC Helicon. I love TC Helicon. The Voice Live 3 I've had, the Voice Live Touch, the Voice Live Touch 2, the Harmony XT, and now the Voice Live Play Acoustic, which I use for gigging. So even though I've got that, I still carry the Voice Live Play because the acoustic, because I know how it works, and it's a very simple system. And I don't know what they did. Their algorithms for harmonies are just sublime. They are fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to marry that with this. So, sorry, you can't see that. I've just realised. I'm going to marry that with this. I'm going to put the Voice Live Play Acoustic next door to this and see what we can do with it. So it's going to be very, very good. Where am I up to? So yes, Voice Live 3, 8 voices. You can do 8 voices with that thing. It's an amazing piece of kit. I love it. Really, really good. I went down to the Voice Live Play Acoustic because I didn't need all of that. And I also needed a smaller footprint for the pedal board. So yeah. I said goodbye to my 5.1 when I went TB3. Oh, yeah. Hi, John Paul from Francis. Have you produced a video on how to get a starting page and a closing page for OBS? No, I haven't actually. So hang on a second. That's my what I call my title page. So that's just my title page. I just made that, and then yeah, I basically made that. And when I click back, look, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up, because how it works certainly on YouTube and Facebook is if you give it a thumbs up, Facebook and YouTube go, oh, people like this, and they send it out to more people. So then more people will join, and we can have a good old chat. Thank you, nice page. So I created that as well, and those little loops, they are my little things for looping. And I have a T-shirt that you can buy, which I forgot to go and get, so I'm going to get it now. Now, you may have seen me wearing this on a couple of the YouTube videos, which is how do you loop? Question mark, and all those little loops are there, and it's also on the back as well. So if you want to have a look at that, that's on teespring.com, and I normally have links in all the descriptions of my YouTube videos. So teespring.com/John Paul Music UK, and you can buy that t-shirt. There's lots of different colours. I like the orange, but there's loads. There's violets, there's blues, there's reds, there's greens, there's all kinds as well. So yes, it's all good. But no, I have not, sorry, to answer your question, Francis, I have not done a video on how to get started page and closing page. So that is something I need to write down. And thank you for that. And then maybe that's a future video. Tony, I do have the 2018 MacBook Pro along with the 14-core i9. A 14-core i9? You don't need a new Mac for a while then. That's really good. iPad for remote control of door when recording away from the control surface keyboard. Awesome Bluetooth. Yes. So Garageband and Logic going straight into Apple. They have their own Logic Remote. Now Logic Remote works with Garageband as well as Logic. And it's great. Yeah. So my microphone, I use this sometimes, but I'm not going to be sitting here in front of this while I'm singing. I'm going to be over there. With some paneling around me so you can't hear the reflections of this room. So yes, having something like that is really useful, and I did a couple of recordings like that. So we did a recording with the iPad. Actually, I think it was the phone. We did use it on the phone, so we just put a phone in the booth, as it were, and it was just like, right, you hit record, and then you can do your own monitoring. So I was sitting here, and then the person singing was doing their own fantastic. Just dead useful, and then it just controls what they want to control and hear. Really, really good. I like that. Where are we? Let's have a look. The Lamb from Cardiff. I have never been to Cardiff, and I need to go. So when all this lockdown malarkey's gone, then we're gonna go. Now in the UK, it's just gone past 9 o'clock. So watershed. So I normally have a cup of tea here, but I thought, topical. The Lamb, I think we're past the point where it matters anymore. Any modern mid to high range device, perfectly, yes, absolutely. Any. So for those who are on Facebook and not looking at this, it's on the page here. What Lamb's saying is basically any device with a capable DAW, all the tracks and plugins could be reasonably needed. Yeah. I'm looking at Cubasis 3 at the moment on the iPad, and it's just insane. Really, really nice. John, many greetings from the Netherlands. Apple is user-friendly. It is user-friendly, and it is one of those things where you don't need to get drivers as soon as you plug something in. Not 99% of the time, which is really useful. Nothing beats a TC Helicon Live. No, it doesn't. Their harmony system, when you plug in a keyboard, a guitar, I plugged in a MIDI keyboard into the Voice Live Touch 2 and had it sitting on the side of the keyboard. The keyboard had, in fact, it's this keyboard right here. This was my gigging keyboard for years, and this is the Roland Juno DI, and it's brilliant. It's just brilliant because you can run it on batteries as well as plug it in. So if you're in somewhere like a field, really useful. But it's got basically 2 bits here and here, and I was able to balance the Voice Live Touch 2 on the end. There we go. And yeah, I was able to control it either with a foot switch or just turning it and using it. And then you even use the stutter ribbon thing, which is great. So yes, so TC Helicon, their algorithms for vocals, it is, I think it's only a team of about like 10 or 12 or 14 people in Canada, and it's a fantastic program. I mean, it's part of TC Electronics, but the TC Helicon arm, what they've brought out is no one beats their vocals, and I think like their vocal harmonization effects, and I think they're fantastic. So it's really, really good. So, guys, just a little pause before I carry on talking to you guys. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, then please do so if you haven't already. And if you want to give this a thumbs up, it really helps me. It helps the channel grow for 2021. On New Year's Eve, we hit 6,000 subscribers, literally. So I want to double that for next year. I have a little hashtag, which is road to 10k subscribers, but actually I want to get to 12. So if we can do that, that'd be fantastic. I'll be absolutely made up. And if you want to support the channel a little bit further, you can do this, which is buymeacoffee.com. This basically keeps the channel going, which is good because it basically helps support, run a couple of things, and also a little bit with production and stuff like that, being able to get things, to review them, to then tell you about it. If you do this right now, then it'll tell you that you've bought a coffee right on this screen. So someone please do it, because I just want to see what it looks like, because I've not done it before. So there we go. Right, Pew, bye. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. I make extension pedal boards for the RC500, which really expand its... so are you, Lam, are you doing MIDI expansion keyboards? Or are they the ones that go into the Control 1, Control 2? Let me know. That'd be really interesting. Nice page, thanks. Yeah, looping, as I said before, I just can't. Yeah, we've had this conversation. No, looping's one of these things where it's such a tease to do, and looping is one of these things where loads of guitarists at one point go, I want to get into it, I want to do a bit of looping, and then we don't do it. But for me, it was one of those things where it actually was a call and answer. I was looking for something that was a bit more, and I wanted to do harmonies. So I first saw Katie Tunstall on Later with Jules Holland. If you've never seen that video, if you're in a different country and you've never seen Later with Jules Holland, Katie Tunstall do Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. She did that live. The first time I'd seen her, first time I'd seen looping-ish, apart from Tori Amos and things like that, but basically done it live in that moment really, really well. And it just floored me, so much so that I needed to know what pedal it was. So I hunted high and low, and it was the Akai Headrush E2. That's what it's called. Ironically, this is now called Headrush. It's a company called Headrush, but it was called the Headrush E2. It had no undo, had no redo. So if you messed up, you had to do it all over again. You had one loop. To get you had one jack in as well to get a vocal and a guitar in. You had to get a little mini mixer and then plug it in. So, but it's one of those things where the to be able to do that was really, really good. And it's one of these things where, excuse me a sec, there we go. It's one of these things where if to do that, it becomes a bit of an obsession. And I think anyone who's a loop artist knows that, because it becomes perfection. You never do the same loop twice the same way. Certainly if you're doing stuff live, even if I'm doing covers, you could do backing tracks on these things, but to do it all live is good fun. Right then, so let's have a quick look. Where am I up to? Cool. Tony, so before PC, Francis. So actually, guys who are the people who are here, just throw up, are you PC or Mac? Or something else? Are you iPad? Are you iPhone? Let me know. Tony, PC 14 core i9, nice. And yeah, lockdown, yeah. Beer o'clock, it is beer o'clock. Audio core, why I resisted the PC again for 15 years. Yeah, this is it. I got it. TC Helicon since 2002. I'd like to reach 20. Well, do you know what, Tony? Yeah, let's get you up to 1,000. I think we need to get 1,000 for Tony. Some nice music. Any musician. There's a thing about musicians, and I'm going to put this out there right now, and just tell me yes or no. Musicians think they're in competition with each other. We need to get out of this completely. We are not in competition with each other, because once you've listened to one piece of music, you don't go, that's it, that's the only piece of music I'm listening to today. No, you put something else on. So we're not in competition with each other. We're all in the same boat, and we need to raise that boat, raise that tide to all boats. There's a phrase, isn't there? All boats are risen by the same tide, something along the lines. A rising tide lifts all boats. That's it. I knew I'd get it. And it sounds corny, we're all in it together and everything, but we are, because the music industry has been hit hard from last year, March. Haven't had a gig since March. It's killing me. So that's why I turned to YouTube, and this is going okay. But it doesn't. You want to play live. Everyone wants to play live, and you want that live feeling. Even if you're playing, a cover you don't really like, you still get people up and dancing, and it's fun. It's just a fun thing, and it's a camaraderie as well. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, and you are watching me talk and chatter away like a madman, and you see someone else who's on there who's a musician, go and subscribe to them as well. It's as simple as that. Go and subscribe to them as well, because that will help them out, and you are going to help every boat lift up a little bit. So please, if you haven't, go and subscribe to The Lamb, go and subscribe to Tony Carpenter, and go and subscribe to anyone else who has been on this chat as well. John Hammers from Netherlands, go and subscribe to him as well. And Pew's a nice guy. So... Right, I'm going to stop rambling now. What I want to do is I want to just very quickly, again, just if you missed it from the beginning, explain how I'm doing this. So you're welcome, Lamb, no problem at all. So you need to basically... don't have to have any of this equipment. It's just nice to have it, which is lovely, and it's very luxurious. But I started doing, if anyone followed me on Facebook from 2018 onwards, I started doing Facebook Live with just that, which is a iPhone 10. That's it. It's an iPhone 10X10, just the phone. That's it, with a tripod. And I started doing Facebook Live covers, which was called Sunday Songs with JP. And I started doing that, and then I set up what's called a paypal.me page, which I called a tip jar. They have now called it a tip jar in 2020 because so many people are using it in that way. And you just set up a paypal.me link, and what you didn't do is you can send people money. It's as simple as that. It's a way of... the original idea for it was basically you had a paypal.me link, you all go to dinner, you pay, and then everyone pays you 20 or 30 quid back by using your link, and that's the simple way to do it. But loads of people are using it in different ways now, and they're using it in the ways that you can use it for anything. So it's really, really useful. So you can set yourself up with just a phone and just the Facebook app or the YouTube app, and then hit go live, and then that's it. I just played acoustic guitar and sung into the phone, and that was it. I didn't use a microphone. I didn't use anything else other than a microphone that's on that device. So this iPhone's fantastic, and it has the zoom camera and the normal camera, and the Facebook app is good. It could be better for musicians, certainly, or creatives. And there's now a new app which is Creator Studio, I think it's called. So for Facebook. YouTube's easy. You can just use it straight away, and then the YouTube Studio one is dead easy to find out what you're doing with YouTube. But to actually go live, there's just a big plus button, and it's as simple as that. You've just got to press that plus button. Don't fear it. Just do it. That is your audience. Your audience is on the other side of that camera. That's the way I look at it. And hi, guys. And you've just got to do it. So it's one of these things where even if you don't want to go live, I know someone who makes a lot of money going live, and he has a camera like here, facing his computer with his keyboard. He doesn't talk at all, and he just does editing. And people watch him do editing on another streaming site, which is called YouNow. Now, YouNow is quite well known in America. It's not well known in the UK. And YouNow, you can't not go live. You have to go live. You can't do anything other than go live with it, which is good. It's very clever, and it's one of these things where he makes money off people watching him do editing. That's it. He doesn't talk, and he just comes on every day, and he's doing creation and editing. It's as simple as that on his computer with an iPhone behind him, making him money. So there's loads of different ways we can do this. If you're looking at ways to monetize yourself online, or if you're looking at ways to actually do things in a different way. Or if you just want to basically create some music in 2021, so you want to grab an iPad, grab an iPhone, grab a computer, grab a loop pedal. I've created on the old version of this, which is sadly over there, bless his heart. Oh no, hang on. Oh, he's under here, he's under the table. The RC30. The RC30, I've created a couple of tracks, and it's from start to finish with the idea. Came from a looper. No computer, no iPad. And it was just using that, really. So there's loads of different ways you can create stuff. The other way, as I say, I've created stuff with music memos, just literally singing into a phone, and then a piece of paper and a pen, and write it down, and just get that music out of your system. I think an idea is really, really fleeting, and it's one of those things where if you don't get it down, it'll be gone. You go, I'll get it down in 20 minutes. You won't. It'll go. It'll completely go, and it's one of those where you need to use it. Definitely use it. So if you've got an iPhone, look at music memos. Obviously, if you've got an Android phone, have a look at some kind of voice memo recorder, and then at least you can get your idea down and go back. So if you've got an idea while you're walking the dog, or you're doing your daily exercise, or for those of you who are still, going to work, if you're on the bus or the train or driving, and you've got an idea, just press the button. Obviously, be careful, keep looking at the road, and get your idea down, definitely. So yes, I'm going to just breathe for a second. So we've been doing this now, what are we, 46 minutes. I am going to be cutting this off at 9:30 local time. So if you've got any questions, get them in now. We've got around about 14 minutes left. Let's have a quick look. Okay, John. Much appreciated, John. iPhone 10 still rocks. It does. I use my Apple Watch to start and stop it now when I want to make a video. Yes. So this has a neat little trick. So if you're just filming something on the camera, when you do that, this pops up with the camera app. Now, you can't take photographs on the watch. What you can do is you can start and stop your camera. So you position your camera on the tripod, and then the Apple Watch, you can just literally go click and it'll start for you, which is that simple, nice and easy. If you're using something a little bit more pro, like a pro app like Filmic Pro, or the Moment Lens, the Moment camera app, I think they've got something similar. I know certainly Filmic Pro have as well. Really useful, certainly if you make a mess, you have to go round to the back, press it, it wobbles a bit, and then press it again, it wobbles a bit again, you have to wait. So this is just much easier. So it's nice and easy way to do it. So yeah, let's have a look. I used a Windows PC from 1998, so John, till 2010, and now I will never use Windows again. Apple is king. A big fat Mac will make you rule the world. Love it. Thank you, John. That's fantastic. It is one of these things. It's down to your experience. I used to make in the 90s. I'm the same. Until I got my first Mac, which is 2001, G4, I think, or G3 even. And I was making stuff on Windows 95, 98, 98. We don't talk about Windows 98 or Vista. But yeah, I was making stuff on, what was I using? I was using, was it SoundForge? I was using something like that, and I was using another program as well, and I was literally slicing stuff together, like trying to do remixes and stuff while, writing songs about all kinds. Paul Quinn, thanks for your vid, John. Your OBS intro got Facebook Live gigs. Oh, cool. Brilliant. Did about 20 between September and December. I've just done my first YouTube video. Nice one. Cool. So everyone, Paul Quinn, go and subscribe to his channel. And John Hammers, Tony Carpenter, The Lamb, anyone who's on here who's got a YouTube channel, put it on the comments now. Doesn't even matter if you're on Facebook or Twitch or Periscope. Put your YouTube name on the comments, and everyone go and subscribe to everyone else. Why not? Takes 5 seconds, and it means that basically you're helping that person out. They might even teach you something. They might even bring something to the table where you go, do you know what? I've never played that song in that way before. Or do you know what? That was a really, really good performance. Or quite simply, I enjoyed it. How simple is that? It's nice and simple. Tony, love Apple. Couldn't just find me. Mac Pro. For me, the Mac Pro, the rumour mill is rife at the moment because everything's been switched over to the M1 chip. So is it the right time to invest in a Mac Pro? Not sure. Breathe, man, breathe. I don't breathe. Don't be silly. I'll breathe when I sleep. I talk far too quickly. Jacob. Is that the Aston? It is, mate. Hello, mate. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, it is the Aston Stealth. Sounding lovely. Yes, no cloud lifter. Sorry. And Jacob recently had to buy a couple of cloud lifters for what he does. Which he predominantly, well, not predominantly, at the moment doing some nice podcast work and also doing some nice editing as well, aren't you, Jacob? The SM7, we were talking about the SM7B before, Jacob. So it has its flaws, but it sounds beautiful. It sounds great. The only problem is the silent flaw. Once you put a cloud lifter on it, the flaw of the sound when it's silent, you can hear a little bit of hissing. So yeah, but this, yeah, I really like this. By the way, just for you to understand this as well, I don't know if you can see it if I do it this way. I don't know if you can see there, literally, this is the Scarlett 2i2, the second generation one, not the third. I haven't got the USB-C one because this isn't USB-C Mac. But this is the second gen one. It's my workhorse. I've used it for ages. And the gain on this is just above 0, because of me being 48 volts in, so it's really, really loud, so I don't have to talk loud at all. So I'm glad it's sounding nice. Thank you very much. I was a bit worried it wasn't, so I'm glad it sounds really, really nice. And breathe, Tony says. Breathe and drink. Guys, this is really, really nice. I really like this. Oh, let's have a look. Love-hate relationship with my SM7B. Sometimes I still use my NT1A. See, the NT1A is just a classic. It's just lovely. I like the Bs as well. So, yeah, this is it. See how the 7Bs. Yeah. Oh, new interface. What have you got? I'm going to say you have picked up, not the Scarlett, but you've picked the one above that. You've gone with Focusrite. Oh, maybe not. Don't know. I think you've got an 18 by 20. You got an 18 in 18. You got the 18i20, haven't you? Something like that. Just in case you want to do drums. I'm sure Jacob's got like a really nice interface. Does some really, really great work. So if you are promoting yourself, I don't know if you are promoting yourself, go check it out. The 18i20. I knew it. I knew he got the 18i20. Right. Okay. There we go. You're not predictable at all. Right. Yep, it's Pro, John. Yes. I don't have a channel, but John Paul is a humble man with good skills, and I know by now because I come from afar. Oh, thank you very much. That's very, very nice of you to say. I'm very humbled, ironically. So yes, let's have a look. 18i20. Who would have thought it, eh? Like there was any other option. But no, I mean, if you're going to be doing things like drum work, or if you're going to be doing stuff like, a big band or anything like that, 18i20 is just an absolute workhorse as well. Any of the Scarlett range is fantastic. The only thing now is basically if I've got something like this, which is the 2013 iMac, so it's the one before the 5K, so it's the 3K screen, that doesn't bother me. I'm not bothered by that. I was for about 5 seconds when they brought it out, and then I kind of went, I don't do a lot of video editing on this. So that's it. But it is a fantastic piece of kit. Tony, I have gone Studio Live 16 Series 3. Okay, cool. I don't know that. Studio Live 16 Series 3. I need to look at that. I need to look at what that is. Studio Live 16 Series 3. Yeah, I need to look at that into that, Tony. PreSonus. Okay, yeah, okay. I haven't seen their stuff in ages. I need to dive back into it and have a quick look and see what that's doing, definitely. So yeah, so maybe that's something I look into for 2021. So guys, let's have a quick look. Where are we? 53 minutes of the hour gone. I talk a lot, don't I? So certainly when it's unscripted, I like this, and I'm not cutting that down. Can you imagine how much videoing I do, and then I end up chopping stuff out? Yeah, so I do a lot of that. Also, I'm just clicking these two to change the screens. But yeah, it's all fun and games. It's lovely, and ABV. Cool. I need to check this out. Studio Live 16 Series 3. Okay, I made a note about that. and we'll do that. So if you've got any final questions, guys, then please hit me up in the comments wherever you are. If you're on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube, please let me know. I am streaming to all at the same time, and that's been done through Restream.io. Now, if you are interested in doing restreaming, I'm using OBS to do this, but you can do it directly on Restream.io, and they have their own page. It doesn't have everything that I've got here with things like the support me and the ticker at the bottom and multiple screens. But if you've got one camera, you can do it from your phone. So if you want to do that and you want to stream to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time, you can do. And I have a link. So I did a video. Go and find the video on YouTube on my page about Restream. And there is a link there where you can actually get a little bit of money towards your channel, towards your Restream channel, by signing up. And of course I am inviting you, so I get a little bit of money as well. But the other way of obviously you can support is basically look at obviously subscribing to the channels. Now I've got the YouTube channel, which I am 99% on all the time. So if you make a comment on there, it's pretty much gonna actually make a comment back and I'll help you out there. Facebook, I've got my stuff on there and I repeat my stuff on there. And I have now taken Facebook Messenger off my phone, so it got a bit crazy, so I need to get some of my life back. But if you do want to message me and you've got a question about any of the tech I've reviewed in the past, or hey, have you heard about this, or have you heard about this app, let me know in the YouTube comments. That's probably the best way to get hold of me. Or I'm also available on Reddit as well. I'm on lots of different sites. So there we go. Oh, you've seen it, Tony? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Fastbook. Yeah, definitely. It's one of these things, you know, you start going onto Facebook because of family, and then you go on with friends, and then I created a page obviously for the music side of things, but I always end up promoting my music stuff on my personal one anyway. But the John Paul Music UK one is the official one, and everything goes on there. Also, as I say, you can support me by doing this, which is buymeacoffee.com/John Paul Music UK. There's also a subscription for that, whereas if you basically want to get the best out of everything, then what you also do as well is if you basically get the annual subscription, it's $5 a month, so you'll get one of these for free and you get to choose the color. So this is my How Do You Loop t-shirt. Now the last thing I want to talk to you about is how do you loop. So in 2021 what we're going to be doing is one of the plans is I'm going to be talking to a series of musicians who are loop artists, and we're going to be discussing how do you loop. See what I'm doing there? So if you're interested in that, obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're going to be going and diving into some nice musicians who have basically made it that looping their game, like the top of their game. So we're going to be talking to some people about how they loop and why they loop, and also what they use to loop as well. So How Do You Loop is going to become a series in 2021 with yours truly as the host. But then we're also going to be just chatting and just finding out like what we're going to do with looping. So there's a couple of people who are signed up to it already, and we're going to go into how do you loop. Something just came up on my Mac. I just had to address it. So, if you've got questions about this, I've done 2 videos with this, and I did 2 videos talking about it. So if you've got any questions, please hit me up in the comments section. Also, if you've got any questions about one of these, an iPad, this is the 2018 iPad Pro. However, the 8th generation normal iPad is screaming fast now. It's really, really good. So many people. There we go. Lovely. Let's just take that off, shall we? But yeah, there's so many people basically now use these, and even if you are a PC user, so many people use the iPad for music creation. The normal 8th gen iPad is like under, what is it? Under 350 quid, and it can be an entire digital audio workstation. The one thing I'm going to be going into this year is Cubasis 3. And I have bought it myself. They've not given me a copy of it or anything, so I'm going to look at Cubasis and how it works and how we can get basically a stage up from GarageBand on here. I've also got AUM, and AUM is one of these things where it's an absolute mind meld of a mixer that you can do anything with. So yeah, it's really, really good. So we're going to be doing a couple of different things. So we're going to be doing How Do You Loop, and we're going to be doing live streams a lot more. So we're going to be doing live streams at least once a month, if not twice a month, depending on scheduling. And then also, as I say, we do like with the How Do You Loop, and we'll do obviously a Q&As. I'd like to start doing things of like Ask Me Anything, like an Ask Me Anything kind of thing. Sitting here, drinking with you guys and girls, and talking to me about whatever you want, really. Anything to do with music creation, live looping, streaming, and everything in between. So thank you very much for watching this evening. And that, guys, for those who have commented across the different networks, which is really cool. So this is something that Restream can do for you, by the way, where if you're streaming to different places, you can see Jacob's actually commenting on Facebook, but then John and Tony are commenting on YouTube. So it's great because you guys get to talk to each other. So if you are interested in that, obviously let me know. But thank you very much for watching. I'm going to put this up as a repost so you can guys watch it and everything else. Oh, John, there is an American housey groove looper who uses a Boss 505, and he's also got a YouTube channel. So what I want you to do, John, your homework, should you choose to accept it, is find out who that person is and put it in the comments on this live stream. It'll obviously be restreamed, so I can find it. And then what I'll do is I'll try and reach out to them. So if you've got any other comments, obviously, then pop them in the comment section below, as I say. But thank you very much for watching. And guys, we will see you next time. Bye. Subscribe to John Paul Music UK. Buy him a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/John Paul Music UK. Bye.